Hello, my name is Alan McKenzie, and this is a documentary on Preksha Meditation. This documentary will focus on the origins, philosophy, and the various elements that comprise Preksha Meditation. However, before exploring this Jainist technique, it is necessary for us to look at Jainism itself. The origins of Jainism are as mystic as the many concepts and practices of the religion. Jainism was founded by 24 Tirthankars, all of which had unimaginable attributes. For example, the first Tirthankar was close to 5,000 feet tall and lived for almost 600 quintillion years. And the last Tirthankar brought prosperity and wealth to his kingdom while still in his mother's womb. Tirthankar is Sanskrit for ford maker. A ford is a shallow place in a river used to cross from one end to the other. To understand the significance of this title, we have to look at the Jainist view of life and death. In Jainism, the soul is trapped in a perpetual flow of birth, life, and death. This is referred to as samsara. The samsara is like an ocean that keeps the soul from reaching the other end. The stone represents the soul, and the water represents the samsara. We see that the stone cannot make it to the other end. However, the 24 Tirthankars were each able to make a ford to journey across to the other end. In doing this, they achieved moksha and liberated their souls. The 24 Tirthankars can be thought of as candles that receive fire from the same source. This source is truth. And the candle that brings the truth is meditation. After a candle is lit, it will emit truth in all directions, and doing so become a source of light to those still in the dark. Now that we have touched on the history of Jainism, let's continue by taking a look at some of the practices and beliefs of Jainism. As mentioned before, Jainists believe in a cycle of rebirth that must be overcome by attaining moksha and thus freeing the soul. Another practice in Jainism is pacifism or nonviolence. This concept is prevalent in many aspects of Jainist life. For example, Jainists avoid walking on the grass to avoid trampling bugs or flies. Jainists also cover their mouths when they speak to avoid the heat of their breath killing any small flies or bugs. Finally, Jainists also follow a vegetarian diet that not only emphasizes the practice of nonviolence, but also self-denial. Self-denial is the concept of sustaining life with the bare minimums to avoid causing avarice or greed of the flesh to contaminate the mind. This idea is displayed in Jainist life through their lack of possessions. Perhaps the most essential practice found in Jainist life is dhyana, or meditation. Dhyana means to contemplate, and meditation comes from the Latin word to heal. In both cases, the idea is to contemplate or to heal the inner self. This is one of the places I come to meditate. It's outside amongst some plants and flowers, and nearby there's a fountain. Although meditation is most commonly practiced in Jainism and other Indian religions, it can be performed by anyone, including children. Meditation is usually performed outside in a quiet area to aid in eliminating external stresses. Gurus are spiritual guides that can assist the practitioner in reaching a meditative state. The key focus of meditation is relaxation. Relaxation is reached by concentrating on the breath. By concentrating on the breath, the mind quiets. You can't force yourself into meditation. Otherwise, that same effort will become a distraction. It's the opposite of sleep, in the sense that the more you fight sleep, the sleepier you get. This inverse relationship is interesting because it is said that sleep is unconscious meditation and meditation is conscious sleep.
Preksha meditation was developed and established by His Holiness, Acharya Mahapragya. He introduced this technique after practicing it for 30 years. The word Preksha is derived from the word Iksha, which means to see. When pra is added, it becomes Preksha, which means to perceive profoundly.
According to His Holiness, this is a concept of only perceiving, and the word only emphasizes being free of likes and dislikes. The purpose of Preksha meditation is to cast off distractions caused by attachments and aversions. By accepting that we like something, we simultaneously acknowledge we dislike things that are not grouped in these likes. Also, by disliking, we can become caught up with anger, jealousy, bitterness, and other poisonous thoughts. This system of attachments and aversions takes root deep in our minds, down to the subconscious. The subconscious is a home to our behavior and our emotions. Moreover, our behavior and emotions determines our day-to-day thoughts and actions. This is problematic because the source of our decision-making is infected, and we make choices based on our own personal feelings instead of what is right. This causes problems because feelings vary moment to moment and can change, whereas what is right does not. Also, likes and dislikes are so deep down in our subconscious, we can be unaware of their effects on our thoughts and our actions. Our minds become so wrapped up in liking this or disliking that we become deluded and accumulate karma. Karma in this sense is the underlying matter that bounds the soul to the physical realm. His Holiness teaches that the nature of senses is to only know, and that through Preksha meditation we can learn balanced management of our senses so that we can learn to only see, only hear, only smell, only taste, and only feel. Only in this context means without likes and dislikes. By reaching this point, we arrive at a state of equanimity. We open the third eye, and we can then begin to pay attention to the inner self. Another important aspect of Preksha meditation is the development of extrasensory perception. Extrasensory perception refers to the knowledge gained through the mind. With the mind free of likes and dislikes and the development of extrasensory perception, we can begin to solve internal issues of the mind. These include deep-seated issues such as addictions and insecurities. With both a mind free of likes and dislikes and the process of developing ESP, the consciousness can go into self-realization. The main idea of self-realization is understanding that we move the body does not move us. In other words, we all have a soul and a body. Once we realize this, we can begin to tap into the attributes of the soul, which are infinite bliss, infinite energy, infinite knowledge, and infinite perception. Preksha meditation was developed and established by His Holiness Acharya Mahapragya in 1970. He introduced this technique after practicing it for 30 years. Preksha means to perceive profoundly. At this point, let's take a look at some of the philosophies of Preksha Meditation. The first is, search truth for yourself. This suggests that we attain truth by making an effort to do so. Another philosophy of Preksha Meditation is to see yourself through yourself. This means we are to perceive our consciousness down to its essence. This is like losing a precious gift in a house and searching in every crevices to find it. In this case, the gift is a higher consciousness. Let's explore some of the main components of Preksha Meditation. The first is Kayotsarga, which is relaxation with self-awareness. The second is Antar Yatra, or an internal trip, which focuses on the spine. The third is Swash Preksha, which is concentration on the breath. The fourth is Sarira Preksha. This balances vital energy through perception of the body. The fifth is Chadyana Kendra Preksha, or meditations on the chakras or psychic centers. The sixth is Lasha meditation, or color meditation, which cleanses the aurora. The seventh is Anupreksha, or contemplation. This aids in removing ignorance and brings universal truth. In addition, Preksha meditation also incorporates asanas, which are similar to yoga exercises, and pranayama, which are breathing exercises. In a research performed by Jain Vishwa Maharati University, 25 prisoners of Jodhpur Central Jail of similar age, education, and economic status were selected to practice Preksha meditation for 40 minutes in the morning every day for 25 days. The results showed that anxiety was significantly reduced, and the hassles in health, family, society, occupation, economy, and others were also reduced. At this point, we have reached the end of our journey through Jainism and Preksha Meditation. I hope you have enjoyed this film. Bless.